Good morning, boys and girls. Today is the first Sunday in Advent, and Advent is a time when we are thinking about waiting and preparing for Jesus' coming, when he came as a baby in Bethlehem, and also his second coming. We're going to play a wee game, so at home, and you can do this with brothers and sisters and other people in your family, you can choose corners of the room and make one corner an A, another corner a B, and a C and a D. And I'm going to give you some questions which are about waiting for different things at Christmas. And if you think the answer to a question is A, you run to the corner for A, B, C or D, and we'll see how well you do. So, question number 1. How long before Christmas do shops order Christmas cards? Is it A, 10 weeks? Is it B, 32 weeks before Christmas? Is it C, 80 weeks? So about a year and a half. Or is it D, 48 weeks? I'll give you a few seconds to run to one of the corners in the room. A, B, C or D. Is that your final answer? Stay where you are and we'll tell you the answer now. The answer is D, 48 weeks. So well done if you got that one right. Next question. How long before Christmas is the Christmas #1 single announced? Is it A, 4 weeks? B, 1 week before Christmas? C, 2 weeks before Christmas? Or D, 6 weeks before Christmas? Run to your corner A, B, C or D now. And the correct answer is B, 1 week before Christmas. So well done if you got that one right. Next question, question number 3. How long before Christmas do farmers send their turkeys to market? Is it A, 52 weeks before Christmas? Is it B, 10 weeks before Christmas? Is it C, 15 weeks? Or is it D, 12 weeks before Christmas? Run to a corner now, A, B, C or D. And the answer is C, 15 weeks before Christmas. Two more questions left. How long before Christmas do shops put up their Christmas displays? Is it A, 3 weeks? Is it B, 12 weeks? Is it C, 8 weeks? Or is it D, 20 weeks? Run to a corner now, A, B, C or D. And the correct answer for most of the shops at least is C, 8 weeks before Christmas. And our last question is about Christmas trees. How long before Christmas does a 3-metre tall Christmas tree start growing? Is it A, 1 year? Or is it B, does it take 8 years for it to grow 3 metres tall? C, 6 years for it to grow 3 metres tall? Or is it D, 10 years for a 3-metre tall Christmas tree to grow? A, B, C, or D? Choose a corner now. And the correct answer is 8 years. So I wonder if any of you got those questions all right. I wonder who was the best person in the house at getting the most answers right as well. It can be hard for us to wait on things when we are excited. We're going to have a wee game now where we'll see how good you are at waiting. And the idea behind this game is that I'm going to see if you can guess how long 1 minute is. Okay? And when you think 1 minute has passed, put up your hand. And our time starts now. I wonder if any hands have gone up already. But if you've stuck your hand up so far, you have been slightly early by just a fraction. So 1 minute, 60 seconds. I wonder if anyone will get this one right. If you listen very carefully, you might hear the traffic outside. Is that another hand I see going up out there? Well, once again, you're slightly early. Still not reached a minute yet. Another hand, and another. Well, again, you're early, not quite there. And that is us just past a minute there. So if you put your hand up a few seconds ago, you were there on 1 minute. It can be hard for us to wait on exciting things, can't it? And that's exactly what it was like for the people in Israel. God's chosen people had to wait a long time for their promised king to come to them. And we're going to read the start of the Christmas story from the Jesus Storybook. So let's listen to what it says there and how it tells part of the Christmas story.
He's here. Everything was ready. The moment God had been waiting for was here at last. God was coming to help his people just as he promised in the beginning. But how would he come? What would he be like? What would he do? Mountains would have bowed down, seas would have roared, trees would have clapped their hands. But the earth held its breath. As silent as snow falling, he came in. And when no one was looking, in the darkness, he came. There was a young girl who was engaged to a man named Joseph. Joseph was the great-great-great-great-great-grandson of King David. One morning, this girl was minding her own business when suddenly a great warrior of light appeared, right there in her bedroom. He was Gabriel, and he was an angel, a special messenger from heaven. When she saw the tall, shining man standing there, Mary was frightened. "You don't need to be scared," Gabriel said. "God is very happy with you." Mary looked around to see if perhaps he was talking to someone else. "Mary," Gabriel said, and he laughed with such gladness that Mary's eyes filled with sudden tears. "Mary, you're going to have a baby, a little boy. You will call him Jesus. He is God's own son. He's the one. He's the rescuer." The God who flung planets into space and kept them whirling around and around, the God who made the universe with just a word, the one who could do anything at all, was making himself small and coming down as a baby. Wait, God was sending a baby to rescue the world? "But it's too wonderful," Mary said, and felt her heart beating hard. "How can it be true?" "Is anything too wonderful for God?" Gabriel asked. So Mary trusted God more than what her eyes could see, and she believed. "I'm God's servant," she said. "Whatever God says, I will do."
Now you have to wait another 7 days until the next part of our story. See you then.